one of our pillars, that really the founding pillar and principle, was free speech. Free speech for everyone. Free speech for ideas that we despise. Free speech for ideas we love. There's a lot of people that think it should be free speech for me, but not for thee. And we've seen a lot of that recently, and we can discuss some of that. But I think in the spirit of Voltaire, the idea that there's a principle that everyone should be able to speak freely is essential. And I'm going to outline why I think that really defines what it means to be human for us, and why politically we've got a real challenge but a real opportunity to win that and assert that with our fellow citizens. So following the long period of lockdowns, nudge, fear, PR, censoring and smears, we knew we had a big fight on our hands. But without freedom of speech, we can have no other freedoms in society. We should make no mistake about that. Because it's with freedom of speech and expression that we can articulate, discuss, question and work through all manner of ideas and issues. It's only with the freedom to openly debate and discuss and interrogate things in the public square that we can be fully human together. This is the spirit that's captivated many, from the Greeks and the Romans and poets such as Horace, 20 BC, through to Martin Luther with his theses that he nailed onto the door, right the way through people like William Tyndale, who was tortured for translating the Bible, and many others that we know about. René Descartes, I think, therefore I am. If you imagine Copernicus, the scientific revolution, everything that defines what it means to be modern, all of it was based on the idea that you have ideas that challenge and thoroughly offend sometimes. Really important. There's no science without inquiry and challenging the consensus of the day. That doesn't mean that you just say any old thing and people all accept it. Of course, you need to have rigorous debate. You need to have critical engagement. You need to ridicule things sometimes. You need to have humor. You need to be able to take the mick and not get shut down, or worse, what we're being threatened with now, not torture like William Tyndale, but being imprisoned for saying something on social media. Immanuel Kant told us to dare to know. John Wilkes was imprisoned for the right to vote and for the right for voters to determine our MPs, and not just those in Parliament. And we know about those that were slaughtered there as well as in Peterloo. Peterloo in Manchester, not that far up the road from here, where Shelley reminded us, ye the many, that's us, the public, the demos, they the few. And we need to remember that, and it's very exciting what's happening with reform. Over 4 million voters, many more people around the country engaging. But look at the rhetoric that's now being presented to us. Look at what Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister, and the head of the UK Home Office, Yvette Cooper, is saying. They're telling us that they want to go much further than the previous government, banning orders, stopping people get on trains if they, or some people like them, decide the kind of ideas that other people may want to discuss about our borders, about sovereignty, about gender issues or sex-based rights, about a whole range of issues, whether we should be locked down or not, whether you think there's criticisms about the environment, right? Oh, suddenly you're a denier and beyond the pale. All of these things are far more dangerous than something that is terrible when someone goes and sets fire to something or commits acts of violence. But we've got laws, remember, ladies and gentlemen, for that. But this sense now that we're going to have a suffocating, draconian authoritarianism, you're not allowed to say that, you're not allowed to question that, is absolutely unacceptable. And I would venture that the majority of people in Britain are with us and believe in that. And we should encourage everyone, and this is in the spirit of together, all our fellow neighbours, citizens, work colleagues, but really importantly, those that don't agree with us. Let's encourage them to get involved in this debate and discussion. Let's say to them that it's through debate and discussion and dialogue and argument, offending one another, oh my goodness. It's through that we can be truly human, truly political, and have a change. I would also go further. We have a duty and a responsibility to do that. We have a duty to those that sacrificed in the Second World War. We have a duty to people like William Tyndale, to all the people we stand on the shoulders of that sacrifice so much. So we have the benefits, and I'll use this word, we do have the privilege, but it's not just a privilege, it's something that we have to uphold. Freedom of speech, as we know from the Constitution in America, even there it's been a constant battle between those that would suffocate it and say we have to have hate speech, we have to have protected characteristics under the Equality Act, We mustn't offend. Well, there's free speech, but, you have to have responsibility with free speech. All of these buts are really attempting to suffocate us and shut us down. And we're saying it's not acceptable, and we want to encourage everyone in Britain to say the same thing.